It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Monday Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the third day of July, 2023, coming to you from a very warm Central Virginia area, Bedford County, right outside of Lynchburg. It was in the 90s yesterday. It's going to be in the 90s all week. And yes, I'm spending some time in the pool. I put in a pretty good workout yesterday. Actually, I did a little too much for my first really hard workout in the pool, and I'm really stiff and sore today. But I'll be back at it again here in a little while. We do have a couple stories this morning. I mean, it was a struggling day for news. It really was. Got a bit of an airline report from the start of a holiday week. Had a man overboard from a ferry. Panda Cruises, India land and river tour, and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is National Fried Clams Day. I can deal with that. I am a big fan of clams, so I don't mind this one at all. If you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome here. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the big guys, all you have to do is search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. We do this silliness every day, 5 days a week. I don't on the weekends unless something major happens. I'm going to have an extremely special guest. She's a California lady that did something I didn't know was even in existence. And what makes her really special, she's also a cousin of mine on the pretty side of the family. So I'm looking forward to that on Thursday of this week. Of course, tomorrow is a holiday. I still will be doing the show tomorrow. I still have my meeting tomorrow with the folks at Viva Voyages. So it's not really going to be much of a holiday for me. It's just a normal work week. So work day. And we last left Elizabeth not knowing if she was going to be able to catch up with the Queen Mary 2 or not. So to bring you up to date on Elizabeth's travails, Queen Mary 2 currently on a 7-night westbound transatlantic crossing, has experienced an unexpected delay in its arrival to New York due to a medical emergency. The ocean liner diverted its course to Halifax, Nova Scotia. When it pulled in there on the 30th, the vessel was to be into New York City with a 6-hour delay. It turned out being more than that. Cunard informed their guests that they would actually start embarking on the current voyage about 7 p.m. New York time. So Elizabeth knew that, that's going to give her enough time to catch up and get on the ship, which she did. She did make it. The Queen Mary 2 was initially scheduled to arrive at the pilot station on the morning of the 30th. The medical emergency involved the crew member, which necessitated the diversion to Halifax. The medical evaluation could not be performed by helicopter due to heavy fog. How's that for a whole bunch of screw-ups? Leading to the change in course. As a result, the ship I did arrive at Brooklyn around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, got it turned around, and off on the next cruise about 7 o'clock that evening with Elizabeth on board. So, all right. My buddy Rochelle is back on a boat. She's actually on a Grandeur of the Seas cruise, just a typical Western Caribbean, which, for the last almost year, Rochelle's been doing all these exotic cruises in South America and Europe. Well, this is just a typical Western Caribbean. She was in Costa Maya and then Roatan, Honduras, and at Belize. These are a couple pictures from Belize. Belize is kind of an interesting place. And then she went to Cozumel. I'll give you 3 guesses where she is in Cozumel. If any of you have been there before, know exactly where this is. I don't know. Have any of you ever done that in Cozumel? I have not. I've been tempted to. And that would be Rochelle. As a matter of fact, on a seat that I have sat on twice before, that very same chair. I've been there twice before. And of course, that's it. Senor Frog's. That's one of Senor Frog's signature drinks that I won't touch because of tequila. But anyway, that's I don't know, some kind of a margarita. Strawberry margarita. That's what that is. So that's Rochelle. So she's doing just a regular cruise this week instead of one of her crazy ones. I did ask her to come on the show, folks, because while she was home this time, she says, I just don't know what I'd say. She's very, very shy, very quiet, and does not want to come on the show. I've been trying now for how long? 2 years? Just to get her to come on. Try what? You won't, I won't bite. Of course, I met Rochelle on a cruise last year. Just an absolutely lovely person. All right. Cindy and the girls, at least part of the girls, were down at Treasure Island. There may have been some adult beverages involved. Treasure Island in Florida, of course. For a beach weekend. That looks pretty good. But this was undoubtedly one of the most stunning shots of a sunset that I've ever seen. I just thought, wow, what a wonderful picture Cindy took. That's just awesome. And I think, as far as I know, she took that with her phone. So, and that's some of the gang there at, not sure where they were. Treasure Island. Oh yeah, Sloppy Joe's. They were at Sloppy Joe's. And there may have been some adult beverages involved. That's okay. You can do that when you're on vacation. Of course, Cindy stays on vacation more than she stays at home. All right, a couple other things here. You remember our buddy Shelby? Well, Shelby's a better half turned 50. Joel was 50 this weekend. So they had a big party for Joel's birthday and had 100 pounds of lobsters involved. How's that for a birthday party? I didn't get my invitation either. So I would have liked that. Now, of course, I would have knocked a tit in 100 pounds of lobster. And of course, Emily, she did make it into Manila and has been doing all sorts of things there around the Philippines. Of course, that's the long lost uncle that we were beginning to think really didn't exist. And that to me looks like that's a grandstand. That's steps down and seats I guess you could load it up with thousands of rabid fans to watch Emily do a swan dive into the pond. Now I'm going to stick with that one all the way. And this was kind of interesting. It's a Korean barbecue. And that tube thing over there, I guess, it comes down and they mix the stuff together. And I'm not sure exactly how it works. But then there was some adult beverages involved, so it didn't matter how it worked. And Emily, who used to drink wine and behave herself, has started guzzling beer and misbehaving herself. So that's Emily from the Philippines. Pretty cool. All right, guys. So let's get on with a couple things in the way of news. The top story today has to do with the weekend travel. I wasn't sure what to call it. It technically isn't a weekend because the 4th is tomorrow. So a lot of people traveled this weekend. It's really not a holiday week because people have to be back at work on Wednesday. But then some people are taking the whole week off to make it a holiday. So I wasn't sure what to call it. But anyway, over this past weekend, as people started traveling, it was pretty busy at the airports. Friday, the TSA scanned 2.88 million people, a new record. Saturday, 2.5 million. Sunday, 2.5 million. Had about 600 cancellations, 7,500 delays. So, they're doing better, but they're not doing all that well. So far today, there's been 83 cancellations, which isn't bad, but they're expecting a lot of afternoon weather pop-ups again, which wreaks havoc with the airline industry. So who knows how that's going to be up and down the East Coast. That seems where the most damage is to the air structure is the East Coast stuff. United led the way in cancellations. They actually are offering passengers affected by the week-long delays and cancellations 30,000 frequent flyer miles. Severe thunderstorms spurned widespread travel disruptions last weekend, and they've just never been able to completely catch up. United fared far worse than the other airlines. Of course, they're trying to blame TSA. TSA is trying to blame the airlines. I'm sure there's fault on both sides of the equation, and the weather factored in also. So they had just a horrible week last week. They do seem to be doing a little better this week, folks, because they're handling a lot more people. But we're not through this yet. And we still got to get all that, we talked about, what was that, 7.5, almost 8 million people that flew away from home this week. Now they got to come home yet. So let's see how the airline does for the rest of the way. And again, United is blaming Federal Aviation Administration, staffing issues, not enough, air controllers. It's just like politicians. Their lips move. They're telling some kind of story. And then, just to make it worse, the CEO of of United got caught flying on a private jet this weekend when everybody else was sitting around an airport and couldn't get anywhere. That's not a very good look. So that's United. All right. Don't forget, folks, Scootaround has officially launched a new rental app. The app allows you to easily rent a scooter, wheelchair, or power chair using your smartphone. Rentals can be booked in more than 2,500 locations worldwide. Delivery to your hotel, residence, or cruise ship. Scootaround app can be downloaded in both App Store and Google Play Store. And you can save 10% during the Independence Day sale. The 4th of July is all about independence, and a new mobility device gives you the freedom to go wherever you want. Save big on products site-wide, including our popular scooters, wheelchairs, and power chairs. Use the code HOTDEALS23, that's plural, HOTDEALS23, to get 10% off on mobility devices site-wide. You can shop online, or you can call 844-664-7467. Again, use HOTDEALS23 at checkout and SRN 11137. So a little credit's given to this channel. All right, that's Scootaround. And by the way, folks, I use my chair to get out to the pool. I'm not sure that I can make it across my yard walking anymore. It would be running a risk of me not making it and going down. So, and the way our kitchen is laid out now, it's kind of a cluster to get out the back door the way we used to get in and out of the kitchen. So I keep unless I'm going someplace, I keep my chair in the garage, and I just go jump in my chair and, open the garage door and ride around to the pool. And that does fine. And I don't have to worry about croaking. So the water, folks, for those of you that know that I'm a real sissy when it comes to cold water, man, it felt good yesterday. So it's time. So I'm in the pool now. It'll be every day as long as I'm home. All right. We did have a rescue over the weekend. On Saturday evening, a rescue mission was undertaken to save a male passenger who fell into the water from the Stena Superfast 8 ferry. The overboard happened during the Ireland-Scotland crossing, Belfast Cairnryan departure at 3:30 p.m. from Belfast. The man fell while the ship was in Loch Ryan near Cairnryan, Dumfries, and Galloway Council. The alarm was raised about 5:30 p.m., prompting rescue teams to rush to the location. Using the ferry's own fast rescue boat, the person was retrieved from the water, airlifted, winched to a Coast Guard helicopter, and flown to Irish University Hospital, where he unfortunately was pronounced dead. The ship's charterer, Stena Line, confirmed the incident and activated standard emergency response procedures, informing the relevant authorities, including the Coast Guard and Police Scotland, and initiating a search and rescue operation. The Coast Guard spokesperson confirmed their assistance in the person's recovery, but no future details regarding the circumstances leading to the incident were currently available. The ferry resumed its schedule about 8:30 p.m. Stena Superfast 8 operates the Belfast Cairnryan route under charter since 2011. All right, I got one more story, folks. I'll be back after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. And this, folks, is from somebody that I have never talked about before. And I almost didn't, because it was really, it clearly is not an accessible ship, but ever. Panda Cruises announced a fresh river and land tour in India, but will cater to adventurous travelers seeking to explore the heart of this vibrant and diverse country. This exciting tour spanning 15 nights presents the opportunity to witness the highlights of India while experiencing the utmost comfort and style. The new tour encompasses a 7-night expedition along the lower Ganges in West Bengal with Pandaw, followed by guided visits to renowned destinations like the Taj Mahal in Agra, as well as Kolkata, Delhi, and Jaipur. These iconic locations offer a captivating glimpse into the rich cultural tapestry and breathtaking beauty of India. I've never been to India, folks, and actually I'd like to go. Unfortunately, Pandaw does not have accessible ships. This particular ship that this cruise is on is a 2-decker, and you have to be able to go up and down a flight of stairs, which I can't do. It's a 15-night specialty cruise. Prices start about $5,900 per person. Pandaw River Cruises is a trademark brand owned by Pandaw Expeditions, founded in 1995, owned by Strachan family. The company is the successor to the 1865 founded Irrawaddy Flotilla Company, which specialized in passenger and cargo river shipping in Burma. So, Pandaw Cruises. I thought the reason I went on and used this, even though it clearly isn't something I can do, some of you are, more adventurous than others, and I might like to try that. Again, I've never been to India. My son's been to India. He had to ride an elephant from a airport to a hotel, actually. But that's neither here nor there. I'd like to go to India. I'd like to go to Ceylon. Well, Ceylon is Sri Lanka now. I one time was considered for a job in Sri Lanka, and I never got there. It was Ceylon back then. So, well, that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. I don't know how many folks are with us. Let's go see in the chat room who's here on this sort of holiday day. Holiday Eve, as it were. Mike's with us. There's Emily, all the way from the Philippines. Sonny's with us from Mississippi. It's late here in Angeles City. It's 11 p.m. Emily, I am, as much as I like to play with you, I'm really enjoying your pictures. And I can't remember the relationship, whether they're friends or cousins or whatever, the two younger ladies that you've pictured a number of times. Boy, would they have me wrapped around their little fingers in a heartbeat. They are so adorable. It's just great. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Hi, Kenneth. Emily says, we're going to the beach and ride some 4-wheelers. Have to get up early to spend the day. Yep. Yeah, a swan dive. That's what I figured you'd be doing, a swan dive into that little pond. And Steve with us. Hey, Steve. There's Hot Air Tom, too. Got involved watching Top Gun. What are you doing watching Top Gun, Hot Air? You're going to go try to steal an airplane now and shoot somebody down? Interestingly, the show does not appear on the TV YouTube channel today. Wow, sorry about that. Joanne's with us. How you doing, Joanne? Hot Air says Emily needs to stop in India on her way home. Yeah, that would be cool. Stop for a meal at Pankot Palace, Temple of the Doom. We just watched the first and second Indiana Jones movies last Saturday. That's where Hot Air gets all his ideas on his trips from Indiana Jones. India treated the dangerous water guys very terribly on the series. They were trying to circumvent the globe on jet skis. Yeah, well, that's not a very good idea. The guy's my uncle. Yeah, I knew that. The girls are cute. They are very good, and they love swimming like I do. Yeah, seen several shots of them in the pool. But I am enjoying your travels, Emily. That's great. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Again, tomorrow I got to meet with my friends up there at Viva Voyages. It does look like, folks, and I don't know if I should save this till today to announce it, but it looks like I'm going to be doing some work, actually some honest work with my friend Christy on some accessible travel. So I'm actually going to have a job, it looks like, for a while. So had a good meeting last week and filled out some paperwork and started doing some training, and yeah, we'll see. So anyway, it's going to be fun. Of course, you guys know I love Christy to death. So that's Incredible Memories Travel, by the way. Give them a plug. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, whatever we want to call it, weekend, day, Independence Day tomorrow. Try not to set off fireworks. Remember, it just drives the poor animals nuts. I, for one, hate them. I mean, they're great to look at, but oh man, it drives the dogs, especially dogs and cats, crazy. Not to mention what it does to wildlife. So think about that before you go setting the damn things off. All right, that's going to wrap me up for today, guys. I hope I see everybody back here. Don't forget, thumbs up for the channel will be very helpful. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. That helps the channel out a lot. The bell notification will let you know when I go live or when a new video is posted. So everybody have a great day and a wonderful holiday tomorrow. I'll be on the air tomorrow at regular time. If you want to hop in, if you're out partying, that's okay. You can do that too. So, but I'll see you regular time tomorrow, same time, same channel. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a phenomenal day and holiday. Talk to everybody real soon. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.